Um, don't recommend anyone do this because it can cause some serious issues and dead spots on in your garages. Do it at your own risk. I'm just here to provide you the steps to do it. So what you do is basically similar process as there's a lot of steps that are similar to gifting a car to a friend's glitch. Oh, let me just stretch a little bit. There we go. All right, so first of all, the settings are the same, so both need to have a office. Both players you need to be two players, you both need to be friends in PlayStation Network, you both need to have an office, you both need to have a vehicle warehouse. In the vehicle warehouse, you need to have a special vehicle warehouse from that goes into the vehicle warehouse. So in work stock cash and carry, that's where you'll find them under the import export. As long as it's got two passengers, you can get it. You both need a mobile operations center and a bunker. So those two things you need. And on the mobile operations center, you both need to make sure that you have the last space set to personal vehicle storage, as well as you need to make sure that everyone can access the vehicles, all your vehicles. So you can't have like just passenger or someone not able to access your car. All right, I'm not going to go into too much detail because this is an advanced process. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go through the every other day glitch, the previous glitch that I did earlier for gift card to friends glitch, where I go in details about the settings. This is a particularly technical and more difficult process, and it's more dangerous because you can get empty spots in your garages if you don't do this properly. Having said that, disclaimers are there. Do this at your own risk, at your own peril. Let's go. So, as per usual, as per the normal process, you go and request the one who's receiving the vehicle will request the gifter to go get their MOC. The gifter goes and gets the MOC, so the gifter is at their vehicle warehouse, as per normal. Now the receiver needs to have, this can only work on the Eclipse Boulevard garage apartments. So you need to have an Eclipse Boulevard apartment to do this, and you need to have a full Eclipse Boulevard apartment garage. It needs to be full. The first vehicle on your Eclipse Boulevard garage will be impacted. So if you want to make sure that that vehicle is not a vehicle that you care about. All right, so put in like a free vehicle, put in a vehicle that you're happy to mess up. Because when you create a magic spot, once you leave the game, that vehicle loses all of its mods. So forever that vehicle, that spot, and that vehicle will always have will always lose their modifications. In the Eclipse Boulevard garage that you want to make sure that you have all the BMX spots are completely full. So you have 3 spots bike racks. You want to make sure that they're completely filled up. So for the person who is creating the magic spot, that's what you want to make sure you're doing, is you fill it up with BMX bikes, you fill it up with cars. Like I said earlier, the first car in the garage will be the car that gets impacted, and that car will forever lose its mods. So I want to create a number, like all my Eclipse Boulevard first car, I want them all to have a magic spot, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it back to back. So as per normal, when gifting cars over to a friend, the person who's gifting gets in the back of the donor vehicle, presses the pause menu, and then the person who's receiving will press right on the D-pad once to kick the gifter out of the vehicle, at which point the car gets parked somewhere where it doesn't cause any traffic jam or anything like that. And then gifter goes ahead, invites the other person who accepts into the CEO. Once in the CEO, the gifter goes and gets a special vehicle from the vehicle warehouse under managed vehicles, special vehicles. At this point, if you're doing this particular process, you know all the other steps. So everything is as per normal. Again, if this is the first time you do giving cars to friends, if you don't want to create a magic spot, do not do this process. If you don't know what a magic spot is, do not do this process. Alright, so at this point, the person who's gifting opens up their blue interaction menu, gently nudges the garage door, at which point the receiver opens up their blue interaction menu and the gifter closes theirs. The gifter ends up in the vehicle warehouse, and the one who's receiving leaves the CEO and then requests our MOC, sends a screenshot of where the MOC spawns, and then the gifter goes and picks it up. So just remember, if you're creating a magic spot, it's an Eclipse Boulevard apartment, not a penthouse. Penthouse does not work. So apartment. Every vehicle the garage is completely full of vehicles. The first vehicle will be impacted. It won't get deleted, but will forever be impacted with losing their merges. So make sure it's not a car that you want. So when I say first vehicle, is when you go to the mechanic, it's the first vehicle that's in that apartment. And then all the BMX spots are completely full by going into pedal to the metal in the website on your phone, in-game phone app, and buying BMX. You can buy 3 of them. Alright, so then as you're waiting for the MOC to be parked, obviously the person gifting gets once they park the vehicle, the MOC, they go and hide behind the MOC by pressing R1. The person who's receiving will go and get in front of the person hiding, in front of the blue circle, press down on the D-pad and select the character, press circle to quit out of story mode, select the character again, circle, quit out of story mode. I'm going to do it 3 times this time. Then I'm going to enter alone. Now the person who's dropping off the vehicle goes to the spot, and in this case they're going to drop off a BMX bike. So the person dropping off a personal vehicle, they're dropping off a BMX bike at their normal spot. Then you go ahead, press down on the D-pad and select the character like earlier. This is the normal process, but instead of getting a vehicle, you're actually getting a BMX bike. So you have to get onto the BMX bike. It's going to go to your MOC and it's naturally going to disappear.
Need something, huh? One of your rides? Let me know.
Okay, so from here it's normal that the BMX disappears. At this point you go to your mechanic and you request a vehicle from an Eclipse Towers apartment, not a penthouse, not a suite. And it has to be the first vehicle. It can't be obviously an Oppressor MK. It has to be the first vehicle on any of the apartments. So I already have filled up all of them with BMXs, so I'm going to go to my apartment, Eclipse Towers 9. I'm just going to do one thing. I'm going to reorganize them because I thought I had done earlier, but it looks like it didn't catch. Okay, so you request a vehicle from your mechanic. Has to be the first vehicle in a garage that has full of BMX. So in this case, it's going to be the Comet S2.
It's on the way.
Are you blind? Hey, I apologize.
So once I can go get it, all perfectly hidden. And then you're going to drive it into the MOC, which is going to push the BMX into this spot. So nothing's going to happen to this vehicle, don't worry. It's going to push, so accept the alerts to put it into the back of the MOC. For some reason that caused havoc. And we're just going to go to our apartment at this point for the next step. You just have to be really mindful and remember exactly where you got it. To be honest with you, I've already kind of forgotten. I should have written it down. But it'll be obvious because one of the vehicles in one of my apartments, like if I call the mechanic, one of the vehicles is going to be a BMX.
You calling for some
I
wheels?
think it's a tower, yeah, Tower 31.
I'll get back to work.
So I'm just heading over to my apartment. Okay, so once you're in your apartment, you go into the apartment with the BMX. You got to make sure that the racks and the garage is full before you get in, as I mentioned earlier. Sorry, Gravejaw, I have no idea. Alright, so from here, you get onto your BMX. And you go outside. And then you just simply get right back inside of your apartment. It's going to give you a vehicle must be transferred, a full error message. You accept it. And you got to replace it with a bike. So just remember which bike you replaced here.
G'day.
Now once you're here, you go outside. And what you want to do is you want to steal a low-end streetcar. You gotta get a cheap car that you can drive back right inside.
What the hell? You asshole! I'm not your punching bag.
So a vehicle must be removed from the garage, and then you select the BMX. And that's it. That's how you make a magic spot. Now you either note down the spot where this car is in, or you can replace it with a car that you will always mark it as a magic spot by buying a vehicle and replacing on top of it. I'm doing the thing where it's going to be a location thing. So apartment 31, spot 1 is always a magic spot. And the reason why I care about magic spots is because it allows me to create blank plates and also to transfer like special plates and unscratched windshield um, over to that over onto that vehicle from the magic spot. So in my case, now I'm able to create plates that are blank without having to, and I can transfer plate types over to this account without having to constantly transfer from one account to the other. And the magic spot is the way that I do a lot of my plates, my different types of plates. So for example, I'll give you an example, and this is in the merge I'm going to do next. I have a drift yosemite here. But it doesn't have blank plates. But I really like the look of it. Basically, this is merged, so the Weevil custom was merged on top of the drift yosemite. So what I'm simply going to do is do a gift card to friends glitch to the other account. Then I'm going to buy it back from that account in the magic slot. And then I'm going to leave the game completely, like close the game or close the whole console, turn it off, turn it back on. And essentially this will become a blank plated drift yosemite. And then using the Weevil custom, I'm going to merge on top of the blank plated yosemite. So that's it. That's how you do a magic spot. I will see you later for the merge.